In the crowded landscape of indie action RPGs, Kingdom of Night has carved out a fascinating niche for itself. It asks a simple but evocative question. What if Diablo took place in small-town 1980s America instead of a gothic fantasy dungeon?
The story kicks off with a classic 80s cinema trope. A satanic cult unwittingly summons the ancient demon lord Baphomet. The town is instantly cut off from the rest of the world, enveloped in an impenetrable darkness. You play as John, an ordinary teenager who wakes up to find his neighbor kidnapped and his neighborhood overrun by monsters. The adventure is framed as an hour-by-hour experience of what might be the last night on Earth. As John completes major objectives like defeating a demon general, the clock advances. The town changes state. Safe zones might be compromised, and NPC dialogue shifts to reflect the growing despair. At its core, Kingdom of Night is an isometric action RPG that will feel familiar to fans of Diablo or Titan Quest. The basic loop involves venturing deep into the dark, labyrinthine streets of Miami to uncover hidden secrets while engaging in visceral, real-time combat against nightmarish creatures. Players must systematically scavenge for rare weapons and armor to enhance their stats and progressively strengthen their character's abilities through a robust leveling system. You also explore the map and do some side quests that offer you XP and sometimes give you strong equipment.
Early on, you need to choose how your combat approaches, either melee or long range, with spells that have their own class. You will find Barbarian, Knight, and Rogue for focused melee combat, Necromancer and Sorcerers for you who prefer long range attack. The Barbarian serves as the powerhouse built for players who want to tank damage and deliver crushing melee blows to control crowds. The Knight offers a more tactical approach, blending offense and defense with shields and timed counters. The Rogue provides high mobility and stealth mechanics. The Necromancer allows players to control the battlefield by raising the dead to fight for them. Finally, the Sorcerer acts as the classic glass cannon, wielding elemental magic like fire and ice with high damage potential, but requiring careful spacing management.
The game has cross-class skill system. Each class has a skill tree split into 3 distinct branches. Once a player invests enough points to reach level 10 in a specific branch of their main class, the game allows them to cross over into another class's tree, but they are still limited to the same attack type. The combat feel is perhaps the most divisive aspect of the game. Unlike titles like Diablo 4, which often feel like screen-clearing power fantasies, Kingdom of Night is deliberate and slower. Attacks have commit times, meaning you cannot always animation cancel out of a bad decision. The game is not quite that difficult, but when you get surrounded, it often results in death, forcing players to utilize spacing and choke points. The game really wants you to play with a controller. If you're a keyboard and mouse purist, you're gonna have a bad time. The movement feels floaty and imprecise, specifically when trying to aim ranged abilities diagonally. Just plug in a gamepad and save yourself the headache. Instead of teleporting between random biomes, players explore a cohesive town neighborhood. You might fight through the high school, the town hall, or the sewers. As you gain new abilities or key items, you can backtrack to previous areas to unlock shortcuts or find hidden chests. Additionally, the game supports local co-op, a feature sadly missing from many modern ARPGs. The shared screen mechanic works well, though it requires players to stick together, reinforcing the buddy movie aesthetic. Pixel art use in this game pops with 80s flair. Smooth sprite animation, dynamic lighting from street lamps and hellfire, and a color palette evoking VHS static and arcade glows. The scoring music shifts seamlessly from John Carpenter-esque brooding synth pads during exploration to high-energy pumping prog rock and synthwave tracks during boss fights. It is authentic, driving, and matches the on-screen action. Kingdom of Night is a labor of love that successfully bridges the gap between retro nostalgia and modern ARPG depth. It isn't just Stranger Things skin on a Diablo clone. It has its own identity, driven by a unique setting and a flexible class system. So I will give Kingdom of Night a score of 8.5 out of 10. If you are interested in this game, Kingdom of Night will come in 2 December for PC. So that's wrap up of our review. Don't forget to check other game review and our indie game top list. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.